There's a new Predator movie coming. Welcome back, guys, it's Geek here. Yes, just thought I'd bring you some news today about a new Predator movie coming called Prey. It's clever, isn't it? They've seen, what's the opposite of Predator? Let's call it that, Prey. Okay, yeah. The last Predator movie, called The Predator, so, took them a while to come up with that one, wasn't very good at all. Let's be honest. It wasn't a great movie in its own right, but it certainly wasn't a good Predator movie, in my opinion, and the opinion of anyone with a working brain. The movie before that wasn't actually that bad. It was Predators. It had a... Was it good or was it... I can't really decide. I kind of liked it, and I did like the twist it had and things like that. Different sort of take on the Oucher and them hunting people and things like that. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. But really, of course, the best movies in the Oucher universe are Predator, obviously, and Predator 2. Those were great. But then they just kept doing these sort of movies where it's people with loads of guns trying to shoot predators, and it's a bit samey. But that, I think, is maybe why they've decided to do something a little bit different. Now, this isn't actually that different in the comics, and it's alluded to at the end of Predator 2. It's about them being in the past. So first of all, let's quickly read some of the news articles about it, and then I'll go into a bit more detail again about what I'm talking about with Predator 2 and the link up there. So it says here, Disney's Predator prequel Prey is set 300 years in the past, coming to Hulu in 2022. The project hails from director Dan Trachtenberg, his first feature film since 10 Cloverfield Lane. The Oucher, this guy. What the hell are you? What the hell are you? Keep a close eye on your spinal columns. Disney's Predator prequel film from 20th Century Studios has a deadly new name. The project, hailing from director Dan Trachtenberg, previously thought to be titled Skull, will actually go under the fitting moniker of Prey. Moreover, the movie is set to bypass theatres for a stealthy streaming release on Hulu sometime next summer. The announcement was among the major news revealed Friday morning in honour of Disney Plus Day. So it's just going straight to streaming. I believe if you've not got Hulu, it will be on Disney Plus in some territories. So I'm hoping in the UK it'll just be on Disney Plus. Makes it a lot easier for me to watch. I don't have Hulu. Obviously there'll be other ways to watch it, but I wouldn't be encouraging that. Per the official logline, the plot kicks off in the not too distant past of 300 years ago. The main protagonist is Naru, played by Legion's Amber Midthunder, a member of the Comanche Nation who wants to prove her worth as a skilled and deadly warrior. That sounds really cool. She gets her chance and then some when a highly evolved alien predator attacks the tribe. That's really cool. Why haven't they done things like that before? This is what I like. So it goes back to what made the original Predator movie work. It's the ingenuity of a human being who won't give up, who's able to observe and interpret, basically being able to be a stronger, more powerful, well-armed force. Because yeah, when you're just shooting all these machine guns and stuff, I mean, the guns don't really care. It can go invisible. What came down to it, what was so good in the first Predator movie is the fact that Arnie's character just has to go to Boy Scout shit.
You really think this Boy Scout bullshit's gonna work?
And you know, uses ingenuity, uses wits, as well as a bit of brawn. But even Arnie in his peak physical condition wasn't really enough to go hand to hand with a big Oucher. They're 7-foot alien creatures. They can just rip your head off pretty much. So, but that was cool because it's kind of David and Goliath. Even though David is a Goliath himself, it found a new Goliath, and it was just cool to see him go toe to toe, but with that kind of trick aspect to show their worth as a foe, as an enemy. And that's what the Ouchers are looking for, really. They don't just want to be shot at, they do want to go toe to toe, or even brain to brain, you know, because part of being a good warrior is your warrior brain. So yeah, that's what it used to be about. And the same guys in Predator 2, Danny Glover's character goes toe to toe with the City Hunter, the Oucher. So that's kind of what makes it work more than what they tried with the other movies. I mean, they tried those other movies with groups, and they've done that. But going back to a one-on-one type of thing, I think maybe that's the good idea to do there. And that's the great. Not so sure about that. And here we can see an image of one of the Comanche tribe members, Naru, I presume, and the Oucher, the the tribe hunter that's arrived. That's a pretty cool image. I like that. So I would just quickly say I think that sounds like a good premise. You know, I quite like the idea of going in the past, and you kind of wonder why haven't they done that before. You know, the AVP kind of spin-offs, although I like Aliens and I like Predator, so I can enjoy them for that reason. They weren't good movies. This, I think, sounds a bit better. One Yautja, one human being, let's go at it. But how does that link in at all with what I was saying about Predator 2? Well, it goes back to the fact that Yautjas have been visiting Earth and other planets for hundreds of years. You know, the average lifespan of Yautja is about 300 years. And it links in with Predator 2 because Danny Glover's character gets given a flintlock pistol at the end after successfully beating the city hunter in a one-on-one match. The Yautja Elder is so impressed, he hands him this pistol as a, you know, yeah, well done kind of thing. And he looks at it and it says 1715 on the pistol. So he's like, oh, holy shit, they've been coming here for a long time. So we know that they have been visiting that long. And I will just briefly tell you something more about the 1715 pistol because this storyline itself sounds awesome. So the Yautja Elder that actually handed Danny Glover's character the pistol is known as Greyback. He's been coming here for a long, long time, and he's presumably, at least, he's older than 300 years old. He's a lot older than that, in fact. It says here, Greyback first arrived on Earth in 1718 when he encountered pirate captain Raphael Adelini and assisted him in fending off his mutinous crew. Basically, in the comic, the Yautja is there looking for prey, and out of everyone he kind of sees, there's this pirate who's just going around, you know, the West Indies, killing everyone, conquering everyone, and he's like so impressed. He's like, wow, I want to go toe to toe with that guy. But unfortunately, Adelini's crew kind of turn on him a little bit, and this is because they want to rob a church of all its gold. But Adelini has some integrity and says, well, no, that's not for us. Let's leave that alone. And because of this, they decide to create a mutiny. They decide to try and kill him, and essentially, the Yautja comes to his rescue. Or tries to at some point. So here's Raphael Adelini, and yeah, here's him teaming up with the Yautja because essentially his crew all try to attack him, and the Yautja's watching, and he's like, no, that dude's mine. What are you doing? He jumps in. They have this big battle, and the Yautja helps slay his crew with him. And in the classic thing the Yautjas do, this guy swears and calls them all bastards, and the Yautja just repeats him, bastards, you know, in that weird sort of mimic voice they do. So his crew tries to kill him, the Yautja jumps in, slaughters them all, but unfortunately there are some other crew still hanging around. There's one like in the bushes with a gun, and after the fight, after the battle between Raphael, the Yautja, and the crew, they square up. Well, you know, they go head to head. They're going to fight with swords, but unfortunately, Adelini gets shot in the back by one of his crew hanging out in the bushes, and obviously this really enrages the Yautja because he was like, no, this was I've been looking for someone worthy enough to go against, and you just killed him by shooting him in the back. So obviously destroys that guy instantly with his laser, I think. And as Adelini's sort of dying, as a mark of respect and a thanks for saving his life originally and avenging his death, he hands him his pistol, his flintlock pistol, with his name on there and the date it was made, 1715. In return, the Elder buries him in a Yautja ritualistic manner and leaves his sword with him as well. And this is the very Elder, this is the very Yautja you see in Predator 2 hand the very same flintlock pistol to Danny Glover, Danny Glover's character, Mike Harrigan, as a, because he sees a bit of Adelini in him. He was a worthy opponent. He thought, that's pretty cool. I'm going to give him his pistol, give him enough time to escape from the ship before we take off, and that's what happens. And if you want to read this comic, it's called Predator 1718, so you can take a look at that if you like. But yeah, so that's the tie-in. We know Predator's been visiting Earth for hundreds of years It was alluded to in Predator 2 and in the comics, and now they're going to do that using an indigenous population 300 years ago with a Comanche tribe, and I think that sounds really good. So yeah, bit of news, bit of backstory about the Ouchers visiting Earth for hundreds of years if you weren't aware. What do you think about the sound of that movie? Maybe it's a good thing it's going straight to streaming, then you won't be maybe so disappointed, because if it's a big cinema blockbuster release and then it's not so good, you're like, oh. If it's going straight to streaming, maybe expectations are low, and that might actually make it be a sleeper hit. It might become quite a good thing. I think it sounds like a good movie, and I would definitely check it out. What do you think? You should let me know down below. So guys, if you like that, please click like, make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next video. And until then, remember, sometimes Boy Scout shit does work. Okay, bye. Guys, if you're still here, you're awesome! But as you are still here, why not check out some of my other videos? Oh, and if you haven't already, please click subscribe. Laters, haters.